Obi-Wan Kenobi was one of the most well-known and level-headed Jedi Masters in the Star Wars universe. He proved himself to the Jedi Order due to his remarkable strategic military mind as well as his uncanny ability to negotiate himself and his men out of sticky situations. In addition to having low clone casualty rates due to his negotiating skills as well as his strategic military mind, Obi-Wan Kenobi was one of, or if not the only Jedi who was able to withstand General Grievous's mechanically savage fighting style. Throughout this video we will be analysing why Obi-Wan Kenobi was such a skilled yet calm fighter, and why he was one of the only Jedi able to defeat the infamous General Grievous. Ever since Kenobi started out in the Jedi Order, he had always preferred the defensive fighting style and was naturally gifted at it. He had always thought that the best offense was a good defense. This translated into his uncanny ability to force mistakes out of his opponents whilst dueling them. Not only was Kenobi a gifted defensive fighter, but he was also a very powerful Force user. He was proficient in abilities such as Force Persuasion, and the even more advanced Dominate Mind skill. Although his strong affinity to the Force did not affect his duels with General Grievous in the largest way, it still contributed to why Obi-Wan Kenobi overall was one of the best Jedi of his time, allowing him to defeat the most feared enemies throughout the universe. General Grievous was a ruthless and frightening warrior who used the fear factor to force his opponents into mistakes that most of the time led to their demise. Grievous also had a savage fighting style that even the most respected Jedi Masters could not handle. Due to this, countless Jedi Masters and Padawans alike died at the robotic arms of General Grievous. Grievous was able to defeat practically any Jedi in the universe with the exception of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Encounter after encounter Grievous had with Obi-Wan Kenobi, he began to anger as Kenobi was the only Jedi Grievous just could not defeat. Kenobi was, to put it simply, the perfect counter to General Grievous. Whilst Grievous was ruthless and tyrannical, Obi-Wan was calm and confident. Kenobi was able to counter vicious fighters such as Grievous and use their brutal fighting technique against them, and was able to eventually force mistakes that eventually led to the downfall of the opponents. In addition to this, Kenobi also possessed a certain sarcastic wit, which would often play with the mind of the opponent, and especially with Grievous. This led to General Grievous retreating various times throughout his encounters with Obi-Wan Kenobi. This damaged Grievous's pride, and every time he was forced to run, it continued to haunt Grievous daily. This damaged pride continued to fester until Grievous's eventual demise. No matter how hard Grievous tried and how fearsome of a warrior General Grievous was, he could not overcome his arch-rival Obi-Wan Kenobi. General Grievous hated Obi-Wan Kenobi with a passion until his last breath. In the end, Obi-Wan Kenobi was just too skilled and calm of a duelist. He was one of the most proficient defensive fighters of his time, and to conclude, was one of, or if not the only Jedi who was able to make Grievous run from battle.